of the armed conflict in Anglophone regions.
Parliament urges both the Cameroonian government and the political and military leaders of separatist groups to agree on a humanitarian ceasefire and encourages the parties to the conflict to agree on confidence-building measures such as freeing non-violent political prisoners and lifting school boycotts. A statement reads.
But Honorable Wasi, speaking as a guest on a Sunday program on Canal 2 International, said the leaders of these armed groups must be repatriated to Cameroon. He said the situation is critical to the point that even the families and villages of the leaders are being attacked by the same men they are sending money to.
Social media reaction is always interesting. Ambazonians took offense to OC request and there were diverse reactions, but this particular one caught our attention. Someone said, on Joshua OC asking on the U.S. government to repatriate Ambazonian leaders to Cameroon and face trial for terrorism-related charges, I would say the guy is ultra ignorant about the hashtag United States laws, especially the most recent TPS granted to hashtag Ambazonians, as well as the Convention relating to the status of refugees, also known as the 1951 Refugee Convention or the Geneva Convention of 28 July 1951. It's a United Nations multilateral treaty that defines who a refugee is and sets out the rights of individuals who are granted asylum and the responsibilities of nations that grant asylum. The convention sets out which people do not qualify as refugees, including war criminals. The convention also provides for some visa-free travel for holders of refugee travel documents issued under the convention.
This same comrade took out time to school Joshua O.C. He said, let him further read this. The core principle is non-refoulement, which asserts that a refugee should not be returned to a country where they face serious threats to their life or freedom. This is not considered a rule of customary international law. UNHCR serves as a guardian of the 1951 Convention and its 1967 Protocol. Furthermore, it says, under Article 33 of the Refugee Convention, refugees cannot be sent to a place where they may be prosecuted. This fundamental principle is known as non-refoulement. The principle now also applies to places where a person may suffer torture or other cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment.
He concluded by saying, let it be known to those who don't yet know that Cameroon is a signatory to the 1951 Refugee Convention and its 1967 Protocol, as well as the 1969 OAU Convention. At the national level, the government adopted the law defining the legal framework for refugee protection in July 2005. Mr. Joshua O.C. and his CPDM partners need to know that hashtag Nigeria is not the hashtag United States of America. Indeed, Joshua O.C. should take this lesson seriously. What do you think, Onyi?
It's obvious. The United States of America is not a banana republic. Let's find out what Barrister Team and Mr. Tar are thinking about. This particular issue relating to Barrister to Joshua O.C.
If the government cannot assure security for me, imagine I go there and I'm attacked by those who are...
Before we bring that video, let's have Barrister Timothy Mbese here and Mr. Tar express their thoughts before we get to see that video. All right, while we're
okay,
to establish
I don't know. It's
Barrister
Barrister Tim. It's
Mr.
Barrister Tim.
Tar, what do you think?
Yeah, it's Barrister Timothy still connected.
Yes.
Okay, I'll try to see if I can connect him. If not, I just sent a message to you in the studio. Take note of it. The SOS for Communications and IT is supposed to be coming up in in the next 20 minutes. So we are not going to have the editorial, and we will also not have paper four because of the technical issues. We went a little bit late. Now, in reaction to Joshua Osing, some people are calling him the Papitos of Niger Frundi. I think it's important for us, for those who are enablers, those who are federalists, to now understand what we'll be saying, and to say that we need to stay clear of blacklegs and enablers. Enablers as evil as the Bulu Betis who want to annihilate us as a people. We must get that very clear. Now, not only is the suggestion, or I would say stupid intervention of Joshua Osing um, illegal, uh, stupid, it is evil. It only tells you what Joshua can do. And you find people like Joshua were masterminds behind the kidnap of President Sisiko in Abuja, enablers. So for those who are thinking like John Baakuru, that we should have uh, um, a kind of communication with federalists, they are just being short-sighted or evil themselves. It's not possible. That is not a suggestion of anyone who understands the history of Amazonia, who understands that we are in a relationship because we were fraudulently imposed in this relationship. And from the day we came into this relationship, we have been beaten, tormented, and imposed upon, dictated upon, to even belong to a relationship that is a fraud. So how do you elements? How can you make such a suggestion? Democracy says that human rights, a basic human right of a people, one of those basic human rights is the right to self-determination. So why should people be deported? Who picked up arms first? Who picked up arms? How did we get to the point of arms? If after 60 years, a people choose to defend themselves and a so-called politician wants them to be tortured, then I would say it's a pity. Joshua unfriended me on Facebook because I actually blasted him on Facebook. He unfriended me. I remember some years ago when he wanted me to join his youth campaign team. At the time, I was in Cameroon. So I tapped him, I think yesterday, with his insensitive post. A few hours later on, I realized he had unfriended me, and I'm like, thank God. We are Cameroon and enablers like Joshua Osi. So I am, he has unfriended me. I might not participate you guys to focus that discussion with Barrister Team, the SOS ready for to come up. So like I said, we will just not have the editorials right after. Now we will round off the news so that we can have the SOS. Thank you very much.
Right, Barrister Tim, thank you so much for your patience. Thank you so much for still standing by. I mean, you've been with us since we started the news today. Thank you so much. But before we let you go, you have your own thoughts about refugees, what they stand for, and what they shouldn't even, what we shouldn't even talk about when it comes to them. Now, this is Joshua Osi's own thought. What do you think about that?
Okay, if Barrister Team Beheza cannot respond to that, I'd
No, they're
like you
talking to
to.
you. They're talking
No,
to
they're
you, not
talking to you,
me.
Barrister Team. No, they're
We are talking to you. We are talking to
that
You
you.
were
question
actually
is for you,
talking to
sir.
you, but
Yes.
okay. I don't know what the question is because we talked about refugees and things. But let me go to OC. What I was trying to say is that OC's outing denote two things: total ignorance of the law and total ignorance of diplomacy. First and foremost, the U.S. Congress resolution was not addressed to Cameroon Parliament; it was addressed to the U.S. government. So they had no reason to reply to what was never sent to them. No way. Secondly, He doesn't know. He thinks that this is Nigeria. If the Cameroon government believes that I talking here, I live in the United States, that have committed an offense that warrants me to go back to Cameroon and face a trial, there's a procedure for that. You seek extradition. Oh, they don't expect the American government to go down the streets and find anybody, whoever ran away from Cameroon, put him in a ship and send him back to Cameroon. It doesn't work like that legally. They have to file a specific extradition and explain why me running away, I should be sent back for trial in their court. And if they succeed, I'll be deported officially. Just a clear example. The fact that they're looking for me in Cameroon or anybody is just enough for you to have asylum wherever you go. For example, Honorable Wilbur did not need to do more. He just needed to show that this is a warrant of arrest for me for expressing an opinion in Parliament. And he was granted asylum in Great Britain. He didn't need more than that. So if OC thinks that we are Nigeria, where you can just go out there and kidnap people, which was illegal in the first place, he is mistaken. It is not the role of Parliament anywhere else to seek extradition. That's why I said he didn't know what he was talking about. If the parliamentarians thought that somebody had committed an offense, they go through the executive who will ask for extradition, which is a complete different procedure. So OC's rambling has no meaning, absolutely no meaning legally. It's good just to ignore it. And since we are short of time, we just look at it as being stupid, short of being ignorant. But it is additionally stupid because it's not just an ordinary parliamentarian. He is a senior member of a party occupying very strategic positions in the Cameroon political scene. And then I follow him. It was so funny. If it was a resolution of the parliament, why did he need to put 61 signatures there? Resolution should be passed as such and sent to where it is. That was not what he called parliamentary diplomacy. No. The U.S. Parliament and the U.S. Congress have no parliamentary diplomatic links. So that's said and done. I think Mr. Osi either made a mistake or he deliberately made statements that had no meaning. He was just trying to defend his position, even ignoring the fact that his own very party had told him to withdraw his signature from it. And what he said, the party asked him in an anxiety meeting to withdraw his signature or use the same energy to bring the issue of Anglophone, they call it, to a parliamentary debate. And he told us publicly it had been done. What was it done? In what session? In what session of parliament was it ever done? So I think it was just grandstanding. Unfortunately, the interview was such a stupid thing. He would not allow the journalists even asking the questions. So let us regard OC as just not being a traitor, but a backstabber. He wants to kill people. That is enough. That's just enough for you to use that in speech. If you were an Abazonian running away, use that in speech to get asylum wherever you are, if you have it on record. Thank you.
Indeed, Barrister Timothy Mpesia, it's really nice to have you here, and your contributions are really, really, really valid. Thank you for your time here today. We really do appreciate your time here. Thank you so much. We'll move on with the news.
Thank you very much.
And now to sports. Former Cameroon forward Samuel Eto'o has pleaded guilty to a £3.2 million tax fraud relating to his image rights while playing for Barcelona. The four-time African Footballer of the Year was given a 22-month suspended prison sentence when he appeared at a court in Spain on Monday. He must repay the money he owes, along with a fine of €1.55 million. Prosecutors accuse Eto'o of failing to declare income from the transfer of image rights between 2006 and 2009.
Eto'o is the latest in a long list of foreign players and managers to have been prosecuted for tax fraud in Spain in recent years, including Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, Jose Mourinho, and Neymar. The 41-year-old, now the president of the Cameroon Football Federation, joined Barcelona in 2004, aged 23. He also played for Real Madrid, Inter Milan, Chelsea, and Everton during his career. Before retiring in 2019, he appeared at the Ciudad de la Justicia court in Barcelona with his former agent, Jose Maria Mesales, who was given a 12-month suspended sentence and a fine.
The court heard that Eto'o transferred his image rights to a company based in Hungary, which declared his earning in that country, where the tax rate is one of the lowest in Europe. Gab Ellison has the full report.
World Sports. Former Cameroon and Barcelona forward Samuel Eto'o pleads guilty to £3.2 million tax fraud. Former Cameroon forward Samuel Eto'o has pleaded guilty to a £3.2 million tax fraud relating to his image rights while playing for Barcelona. The four-time African Footballer of the Year was given a 22-month suspended prison sentence when he appeared at court in Spain on Monday. He must repay the money he owes along with a fine of £1.5 million. Prosecutors accused Eto'o of failing to declare income from the transfer of image rights between 2006 and 2009. Eto'o is the latest in a long list of foreign players and managers to have been prosecuted for tax fraud in Spain in recent years, including Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, Jose Mourinho, and Neymar. The 41-year-old, now the president of the Cameroon Football Federation, joined Barcelona in 2004, aged 23. He also played for Real Madrid, Inter Milan, Chelsea, and Everton during his career, before retiring in 2019. He appeared at the Ciudad de la Justicia court in Barcelona with his former agent, Jose Maria Mesales, who was given a 12-month suspended sentence and a fine. The court heard that Eto'o transferred his image rights to a company based in Hungary, which declared his earnings in that country, where the tax rate is one of the lowest in Europe. I admit the facts, and I am going to pay what I'm due, but let it be known that I was just a child then, and that I also did what my former agent, Jose Maria Marcellus, who I considered like a father, asked me to do at that time, Eto'o told the court. Golf. US Open. Fitzpatrick wins first major after enthralling three-way fight. English golfer Matt Fitzpatrick won the 122nd US Open to clinch his first career major after a pulsating final round at the Country Club on Sunday. The 27-year-old edged past world number 1 Scottie Scheffler and Will Zalatoris by a single shot following an enthralling roller coaster battle with the American duo in Brooklyn, Massachusetts. Victory sees the world number 18 make history as only the second player and the first non-American to win both the US Amateur and US Open at the same venue, having won at the Country Club in 2013. Jack Nicklaus is the only other golfer to have achieved the feat, following triumphs at Pebble Beach in 1961 and 1972. It also secures Fitzpatrick a $3.1 million share of the $17.5 million total prize, the largest sport in major championship history. A 7-time winner on the European Tour, Fitzpatrick ended his wait for a major title with a stunning display, not once scoring above par in any of his 4 rounds despite periods of wind that rocked much of the field playing the Challenge Par 70 course. His 68-70-68 across the first 3 rounds saw him arrive as co-leader alongside Zalatoris, heading into the deciding day where his third 68 was enough to claim a 1-strike win at 6 under par. The feeling's out of this world, Fitzpatrick told reporters. It is so cliche, but it's stuff you dream of as a kid. To achieve it, I can retire a happy man tomorrow. Born and raised in the Yorkshire city of Sheffield, Fitzpatrick couldn't resist drawing comparisons with his beloved football team, Sheffield United. I'm the same deal, not expected to do well, not expected to succeed. I feel like I certainly worked hard for it. And where I've grown up, that's the mentality of everyone around there, an underdog mentality. You work for what you get. Gab Ellison reporting for Undaunted, ABC Amba News.
that sports report, we have come to the end of Undaunted tonight. But before we go, here is a recap of our major stories.
Gas and fuel pump prices has increased all over the world. Yesterday, June 20th, 2022 was World Refugee Day. Joshua OC is in the news, according to Cameroon news agency of Hansen. We had great commentaries from Barrister Team and Mr. Tar today. We reviewed the Manfei Arsen Hospital report.
Today, Guinea junta mounts pressure on two mining giants. We also discussed the plight of the Ambazonia refugees. Dr. Emmanuel Tite and his department DHSS has celebrated with the refugees. And in sports, we told you that former Cameroon and Barcelona forward Samuel Eto'o pleads guilty to £3.2 million tax fraud. And that was it for tonight's Undaunted, bringing to the news Untold Stories. On behalf of Michael Anchor, Stay Smart, and the entire Undaunted crew, we say thank you for tuning in. I am Onyi Okbala.
We'll leave you with ABC Amba TV images. Stay tuned and good night.